In this video, we are doing the highly requested and much anticipated review of the second iteration of the Rick Owens Dr. Martens collaboration. So here it is, the Rick Owens Dr. Martens. So let's do a quick unboxing of it so you see how it comes and what you get when you get it, and then we'll go over all the details of this shoe. So it comes in this Dr. Martens box with the Rick Owens branding right there, and on the side, pretty cool that you also get the typical Rick Owens label on the side there. Now you got to be careful because the size here is a UK size, not a US size. See, it says size 8, but this is actually a US 9, and if you look over here, you'll see it, UK 8, EU 42, US 9, so watch out for that. And then inside the box, we got these shoes. They come wrapped in this paper right here, branded Dr. Martens. And that's about it. You don't get any spare laces or anything like that. It's just literally the shoes and the box. So this is the second version of the Rick Owens Dr. Martens collaboration. The first version was that one with the pentagram lacing, which I didn't really like. I never got that one because I've never really been a big fan of Dr. Martens in general. This is actually the first pair of Dr. Martens that I've ever bought. And I also am not a big fan of the pentagram lacing. I never really liked it. I never got any of the Ricks with the pentagram lacing. I don't know, it just doesn't really speak to me. I'm just not really a big fan. So the first version I really didn't like because it was two things that I'm not really a big fan of, the pentagram lacing and just Dr. Martens in general. But this one, I actually was really curious about because one, it just looks a lot more Rick to me because it's got the extended tongue, which is, you know, a very Rick Owens thing. And what I really liked about it is that it was somewhat similar or somewhat reminded me of the Bozo Tractor boots, which I love those boots, the Bozo Tractor with the laces and the zipper. I really wanted to get those. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to because they were so expensive, and by the time that they went on sale, I couldn't find it on my size, so I was never able to get it, which I'm still upset about. But then when I saw these, I was like, well, if I can't have those, you know, this is at least somewhat similar, minus the tractor sole, of course. So that's what I really liked about it. And I know a lot of people had questions as far as the leather quality and whether these are worth it or not, so we'll cover that in this video. As far as the leather quality, I think the leather quality is actually really, really nice. It's not bad. It feels really, really soft. It feels really nice. It doesn't feel really cheap or hard or anything. You know, I know Dr. Martens is known for not having great leather quality, but these are actually not bad. I really, really like them. I don't think it's, you know, it's not like Rick leather, you know, but it's also not Rick price, but it's better than your average Dr. Martens leather, that's for sure. Now, you get these jumbo laces, which people, it's also very controversial. Some people are just not a fan of the jumbo lacing, and I'll admit I'm one of those people. I really didn't like the jumbo laces, especially on the Ramones and the Geo baskets. I thought it didn't look good at all. I didn't get any of those because I didn't like them. But on the boots, it actually doesn't look too bad. I just feel like the boots are like so big that it kind of works with the proportions. And these boots are huge. They are a lot bigger than they looked in photos and a lot bigger than the average Dr. Martens. I mean, the sole is bigger than average here. It's a really big, you know, sole, and it's a really big and heavy boot for sure. And so I feel like the, you know, the fat jumbo laces kind of works with it. But if you're not a fan of it, of course the laces, that's the easiest part to change on the shoe. So you could just swap those for regular laces. And actually later on in the video, I'm gonna try swapping. I have some regular Rick laces, not the jumbo ones. I have one in the dust colorway, which I think is what he uses in the Bozo Tractor boots. And then I also have black ones. So I'll swap them out later in the video so we can see what it looks like with just regular laces, not jumbo laces. But the jumbo laces on these boots actually kind of work. They don't really bother me that much, but I am curious to see what it'll look like with just the regular laces. So you do get the extended tongue as well. And then there is the zipper here, of course. The zipper is on the outside, not the inside, which is uncharacteristic for Rick stuff. It's usually on the inside of the shoe, but in this one it's in the outside, which is cool as well. And then, you know, very smooth zipper. And the tongue is just stitched on, just like regular Rick shoes usually are. And then on the bottom, you have the insole that has the Dr. Martens and Rick Owens branding on it. In the back here, you have the size, and you gotta be careful with the sizing on this because the number that you see is usually a UK size, not a US size. So be very careful. Like if you see a size 8, it's usually a UK 8, and that's actually a US 9. And as far as sizing, that's a big question that people have, so let's just talk about that real quick. Dr. Martens recommends that you go true to size, and if you're a half size, go down a half size, and I would say that that's accurate. I'm a 9.5, and I tried both the 9 and the 10. The 9 fit perfectly, and the 10 fit way too big. So I'd say if you're a half size, just go a half size down. If you're just a regular size, just get your regular size. Don't size down, don't size up, because these are true to size. And you know, half size is really where people had the questions and were kind of stuck. Do you go up or do you go down? Go down. These are really big, heavy boots, and if they don't fit you right, it's gonna be very uncomfortable because they are very, very heavy. When I tried the 10, it was like unwearable, but when I tried the 9, it was perfect. So, you know, you gotta remember they're leather boots, so if they're a little bit tight on the sides, they will stretch a little bit once you break them in. You know, it wasn't for me, but I don't really have wide feet. The 9 worked perfectly for me, but it does stretch. The biggest concern is, of course, you know, the length. If the length doesn't fit, that's not gonna stretch, but the width does stretch, so it's not a huge deal. So that is the sizing that I know a lot of people had questions on. And the sole right here is just a standard Dr. Martens sole. It says Bex on it, so I think that's the type of sole that they use. So nothing Rick about the sole, just the regular Dr. Martens. And the biggest thing that gives it away as being Dr. Martens is, of course, that yellow stitching, which I've actually thought about it. If, you know, I'm not a huge fan of the yellow stitching, but I know that that's like a characteristic Dr. Martens thing. If you wanted people to know you're wearing Doc Martens, then you have the yellow stitching. But that's something that, you know, if you don't like it, you can change that. I've seen people just painting it with a Sharpie and then putting black shoe polish on top, and it just blacks that all out. That's something that I might do in the future. I just haven't decided yet. If the yellow bothers me and I want it to look, you know, not so much like Dr. Martens, but a little more Rick maybe I'll try doing that, you know, just painting that black and just blacking it all out and getting rid of that yellow stitching there. But, you know, if that's the one thing stopping you from getting these, that's something that can be easily fixed. That and the laces, you know, you can easily fix, and it's not a big deal. So that is the Dr. Martens. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions, anything else that I can cover here. I mean, the back has this little loop thing right here, which is a typical Dr. Martens thing. It says Airwear with bouncing soles. And let's just try swapping out these laces like I said I was gonna do and see how it looks with just regular laces. Because the eyelets are a little bit bigger than usual, but I think it might work with regular laces. They're not, you know, crazy big. So let's see, let's swap out the lace and see how it looks. So there it is with just regular laces, not the jumbo laces, and it actually works. I like it. I think I actually like it better because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the jumbo laces, and the eyelets aren't that big to where you put regular laces and it looks weird. It looks fine. It looks just normal. So I have the dust color laces. These are from other Rick Owens shoes that I have, and then these are the black laces. And yeah, I like it. I think if what's stopping you from liking these shoes is the jumbo laces, you're not a fan of those laces, you can easily just swap them out and it looks great. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like it better with the regular laces, with the jumbo laces? Let me know. I think I like these laces better, but yeah, you do have that option. It works fine with regular laces, so you can easily just swap them out for a different look. All right, so that is the Rick Owens Dr. Martens collaboration. I think we've covered pretty much everything there is to cover in this video, and the only thing left to do before we wrap up this video is a little on feet section. So let's do that right now. So that is the Rick Owens, Dr. Martens collaboration. I think we covered everything there is to cover in this video, but if you guys have any additional questions, leave it in a comment down below and I'll do my best to help you guys out. And if you are looking for this in a US 9 or a US 10, then I do still have a few for sale, so I'll leave the GRAILED link down in the description below. And if the link isn't there, it's because they've been sold and they're not available anymore. So if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.